Ho, ho, ho. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. How you doing, drummers? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to this completely free, full video song lesson. My last gift to you before we break up for Christmas. Of course, it had to be a Christmas song. This song was suggested over on my Facebook page, and so if you want to make your own song suggestions, then please go over there to do so. You'll find a link to my Facebook page beneath this video. Then you'll see a post, and you can type in your song suggestions beneath that post where I'm asking for your song suggestions. Other people get to vote on them, and then the most popular songs get chosen for future lessons, like this one was today. And I've got all 4 pages of the song for you, every single bar, fill, groove, from start to finish. You can download all 4 pages of the PDF from my website. Again, the link is below this video. So have these printed out in front of you as we go through this together. It's going to make things a lot easier for you to understand. And then while you're over at my website, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. I'm currently offering a 25% discount on my membership. Usually it's $97 for a full year. Well, at the moment it's just $73 for a full year's membership. The lowest I could possibly get it, in my opinion. It's great value for money, I think, and I plan to extend that probably a little bit over the Christmas period, but I haven't decided yet. So make sure you go over to the website, take advantage of that discount price now, or whenever you want. A late Christmas present, if you wish. So we've got the first section, and this song, whether you like it or not, whether you think the darkness are cheesy or not, the drums on this sound amazing. Very sort of bombastic, almost Dave Grohl-y kind of drum fills and licks. The drums also, as I say, sound brilliant. I love the way they recorded them, the big sound of the toms, the sound of the snare drum. The drums are really high in the mix, which is lovely. Not very Christmassy, but it is supposed to be a rocky Christmas song. So we start off with this really cool intro. First thing I want to explain to you is we're in 6/8. That's how I've chosen to write the bars. It could be 12/8, but I've decided to make the bars half as long. So we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 or at the tempo we're going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All those ands are going to be happening pretty quickly in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it could have been written as 4, 4 and then triplets. There's many different ways you could write it. They all sound the same. They're all, well, not counted the same, but they all feel the same. But I've just chosen to write it as 6/8. So don't get thrown off by that. It's just 6/8 notes per bar. So we get this flam and bass drum pattern at the beginning, this cool drum fill. The flam pattern is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. The bass drum, however, does this sort of in-between thing where we get, for the first half of the bar, 1 and 2 and 3. Then it just repeats for the second half of the bar, 4 and 5 and 6. So we get 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6, but just much faster. So if you're sort of feeling it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's quite hard to count the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 at that tempo. So you've got to play it slowly, get the feel of it. Then when you start to speed it up, hopefully it's going to sound correct. But understand those bass drums falling in the ands in between each of those beats we're counting. So then we get the second half of the drum fill, and he kind of changes it throughout the song. He plays this drum fill a few times. The first time we get 1 and 2 and 3 up to the highest tom. And I'm going to be using all 3 toms in this song as Ed does. So we go straight to our highest tom, 1 and 2 and 3. And then beat 3 skipped over, the rest of beat 3 skipped over. We start again on beat 4, the second half of the bar. And he plays, I think with a bass drum, 4 ands. So medium to highest, 4 ands, then move the hands down, and 6. He goes down. So it's right, left, then left, right. So you're going up the toms, then you're going down the toms to create quite a unique drum fill. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Again, we got that in-between-ness going on where we got notes falling on the ands. And then when you're trying to play it up to speed, it's hard to count those. So you sort of got to feel it, play it slowly. Then when you speed it up, you sort of hopefully got it internalized. Again, I think that bass drum falls on beat 4. You could leave it out if you wanted to. So that first line, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6, 1. And we're into our first groove. So we've then got this 6/8, 12/8 triplet drum beat. We're playing open hi-hat. We're basically playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Ed is playing the bass drum in his shuffle pattern. Leave out the crash cymbals for now. There's a lot in this first, the second and third line. So we get 1, 2, 3. Mr. Bass drum on 3 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. That's the pattern that gets played all the way through apart from the drum fills. On top of that, like I say, Ed's playing a lot of crash cymbals. So for the first bar, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Notice the third bar doesn't start with a crash cymbal, but we get the crash on beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then that last bar, we get 1, 2, 3. And then this is what I think he's playing. He's definitely playing a flam on the snare drum. I had to watch him play it live to see what he's doing, what he chose to play. And he's playing these notes up on the medium tom. He gets 4, 5, 6. I thought it might have been 4, 5, 6. We're playing 2 toms at once, gives it a bit more meat. But watching him play it live, and I'm pretty sure he'd replicate it on the recording, or we'd replicate his performance from the recording live. He plays 4, 5, 6 up on one of these medium toms. You could use the floor tom instead if you wanted to. And I think he plays it with the bass drum to give it more meat. 4, 5, 6, 1 into the next line. So let's create a 2-bar pattern there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So you got options. You could play, or as he does later on in the song, just plays it on the bass drum. But he definitely uses the toms in these sections in the song. So that's what I've written, again, based on what he played live. It could be that, but I don't think it is. It doesn't really matter though, does it? It's all going to sound meaty. So we go on to the second line, more of those crash cymbals. There's a crash cymbal on 1 and 4 of every bar there, the first 3 bars. And then that last line, last bar, we get, he doesn't play the tom that time, he just plays the bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And then we're into our next section. And I'll be playing all this up to speed for you in a moment. We're going to do the whole page first, then up to speed. So verse 1, we're moving to the floor tom. We're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The backbeat has been moved to the medium tom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Underneath that, we've got a 2-bar pattern with the bass drum. First bar starts with a crash cymbal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then that 2-bar bass drum pattern continues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice at the end of each of the second bars, there's no bass drum on beat 6. So that's the same for the rest of that line, except the last 2 bars, he does do the 6, 1 twice. Those last 2 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So then we go into the second line, again we're starting with the crash cymbal, and that second line is exactly the same as the line above it. Except for that last bar where we get this drum fill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And then we're into this bridge 1. This was quite hard to work out from the recording. Again, I had to watch him live to see what he was doing. We get 1, 2, 3, and he comes in with the floor tom on beat 4 halfway through that first bar with just the floor tom, I believe. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 into that second bar. Then he plays a crash cymbal starting on the highest tom. We get 4, 5, 6 down the tom, 1, 2, 3 down the tom again, 4, 5, 6. And then we get this drum fill, very similar to our intro drum fill. The second half of it, we get 1 and 2 and 3. So again, the bass drum I think on beat 1 that time. 1 and into a snare drum, floor tom, snare drum, 1 and then these 2 toms and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Again, using those toms to go down, left, right. And then we get this unique part of the drum fill. 4 and 5 and 6 and 1. 3 here, 1 here, end on the floor tom with 2 notes. Just right, left, right, left, right, left. It works nicely down the drums. So we get 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6 and 1. That's probably quite a complicated line to read that, so let's just do that slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6 and 1. Notice I was playing right, left, left, right, left, left. I'm using my left hand to play those tom notes because it's not so fast you couldn't do that. Then we go into our first chorus, which is really from the intro. And now it sort of settles down with the crash cymbals. We're just getting these crash cymbals on beat 4 of the bars each time. The first bar does start with a crash cymbal though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So we're just getting that crash cymbal on beat 4 after the first bar. That last bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that one again. Then we go to the very last bar there, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 version before going into the guitar solo on the second page. But before I do that, let me now play for you the whole of page 1, the intro, verse 1, bridge 1, chorus 1, up to speed without me yakking over the top so you can hear just the drums. Here we go. So on the second page for the first guitar solo, we're basically playing our groove on the ride cymbal. We're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No crash cymbals, notice. 6, 1, 2, 3. And then the last bar he plays 4, 5, 6, 1. So it's 4, 5, 6, 1, but the crash cymbals are on 6 and 1. 4, 5, 6, 1. If you wanted to play 4, 5, 6, 1, put an extra crash cymbal on beat 5, that's cool, but that's not what Ed does. He just does the crash cymbal at the end. And of course, that's beat 1 there for the next line, where it continues. That last bar of the guitar solo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is Old Faithful again. So verse 2 is a bit weird. It's almost like he made a little bit of a mistake here. I sometimes say this, where suddenly the drummer plays something in a new section that doesn't match the previous part, with the previous time he played it. Sometimes I think that's probably a mistake, but you recover well, you're still playing in time, and so no one notices. But it's a strange choice. For this first bar, he plays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like he's suddenly remembering, oh yes, I've got to play the floor tom for this bit. And he was almost about to start playing the hi-hat. So that first bar only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, and then he goes to the floor tom for the second bar. So don't worry about that bar too much. If you wanted to start the line with probably what he intended to do, then that'll work just as well. But on the recording, that's what he plays. So then, as I just showed you, we go back to the floor tom groove. This time, instead of the medium tom, he's playing the backbeat on the snare drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. That 2-bar pattern is being used again, where we get the bass drum on beat 6 every 2 bars. The last line of that, last bar of that line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a crash cymbal there with a snare drum, 4, 5, 6, 1, and a crash cymbal on beat 1 of the next line where the groove just continues. And then for the very last bar, it's this one again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And we go into bridge 2, which is identical to bridge 1 for the first 3 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I believe, no, even the drum fill's the same. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6 and 1. So that's the same as before. It's exactly the same as bridge 1. So on to chorus 2. I'm not going to waste your time with those first 2 lines. We've gone over all those parts now. The second line, though, that drum fill at the end, I think he's now starting to pump the bass drum on all 6 notes of that bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might be wrong on that, but I think that's what he's doing there for this drum fill. I don't think he did it for the previous ones where we get the I think it's just on their own. But this time I start to hear extra notes being played, so I think he's pumping the bass from underneath. So you could try this idea for the previous bars we did as well, where you're pumping the bass from underneath. It will work just as well. It might give it a bit more power, up to you. Anyway, this is what I think I'm hearing. And over the top of the bass drum, he's playing this. 1 and 2 and 3. And then we get 4 and 5 and 6. So it's the same, let me just double check that. It's the same drum fill twice. Underneath that we've got 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Let's create a little 2-bar loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 and 2. So quite simple really, it's just that twice. And if you want to leave out the bass from underneath, that's fine, but I think that's what he's doing. So let me go on to what I've called the vocal solo, and we're back to the ride cymbal. The last line ends with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 4, 5, 6, 1. Same idea as before from the previous guitar solo. Then that last bar on the page is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slightly different. I didn't hear a flam on that second half. You could play a flam, no one's going to notice, but it, for whatever reason, plays. And then don't hit yourself in the head with your drumstick. Don't do that. So if you wanted to play, fine, but Ed doesn't. He doesn't play a flam on beat 4. So, page 3, bridge 3. So now we're going to a new section. We're playing on the closed hi-hats, less bass drums. We get this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second bar though, we get an open hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Opens on 6, closes on beat 1 of the next bar. Bar 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. He pumps that bass drum there. Then the end of that bar has an open hi-hat again. End of that line, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It closes on beat 1 of the next bar, but then immediately for the next hi-hat opens again. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. That second bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're in crash there. And then he plays this 2-bar drum fill. He could be playing the bass drum on all those notes underneath. I don't think he is. I think it's just the toms being played. If you wanted to play, you could do that. That's fine. But I think he just plays the one bass drum on beat 1. It's hard to hear. But he plays for the first bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the second bar, 1, 2, 3, and then moves to a tom, 4, 5, 6. So those last 3 notes are between 2 toms. Over that 2 bars, he's increasing the volume. Sorry, I'm playing the bass drum as well. So that's what he's playing there. You could play if you wanted to. I'll play this up to speed for you in a moment. Yeah, okay. So let me go into guitar solo 2 and these band stabs. So we get the first crash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Into the second bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That line ends with floor and snare, 4, 5, 6. Then the same stab pattern occurs on the second line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then he plays Old Faithful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going into the third line, back to open hi-hats. Look out for the crash cymbals on beat 4. That line ends with. And then the very last bar there of guitar solo 2, we've got a slightly different drum fill variation. Again, I think he's playing the bass drum on all the notes underneath. So the hands are playing this. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. He ends it with that drum fill this time. Then we're into the break. But before we do that, let me play for you the whole of Bridge 3 and Guitar Solo 2 up to speed. So the break starts with the crash cymbal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got the carol singers. Then the last two bars, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The set bars 7 and 8. We get this drum fill from the intro again. But the second half is slightly different. We get, for this time, 1 and 2 and 3. So that bit's the same. But then he moves to the second tom. 4 and 5 and 6 and. 4 and 5 and 6 and. 2 then 4. So no snare drum in the second half of that bar. And he leads all the way out of that drum fill, that bar. 4 and 5 and 6 and. He plays the and of 6 as well this time. Then we go into chorus 3. And we just skip to the last bar here because we've gone over all these variations. A slightly new drum fill again, with just the hands are playing this. 1 and 2 and 3. So before we had and 3, now he's playing 1 and 2 and 3. But it's the same rhythm, it's just differently orchestrated. 1 and 2 and 3. To the snare drum, 4 and 5 and 6 and. 2, 2, 2. You could play 2, 2, 2. I think it plays 2, 2, 2. That's what drummers usually do. They end on the lowest tom, not always, but. So I think he's playing 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6 and 1, with that bass drum pumping underneath. Let's go to the last page before I play up to speed for you. Chorus 3 continued. Let's go straight to the second line, where we get this drum fill at the end of that second line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this sounds powerful on the recording, so I think he's playing it with the bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, the last two notes on the medium and floor. Then the last line, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 4 and 5 with the bass drum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then straight in that second to last bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So crash, all the bass drums underneath, and then just the toms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I must say, I love the sound of those toms at the end of the song when he plays that drum fill. I don't know why, it just sounds so meaty. I think I've said meaty quite a few times in this lesson. But yeah, I just love that sound. Slightly builds up in volume, I feel, but I haven't notated that. You can play them all the same volume, but I think he sort of feels this sort of thing. But you can choose to play. And it just ends with that crash cymbal at the end there. So those last 3 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So before we finish, let me go back to page 3. I'm going to start from the break where the drum fill comes in, play that drum fill, chorus 3, all the way to the end of the song, so we can hear what all that sounds like up to speed. Here we go! So there you go. Hope you had fun. If you've got any questions about any of that, you can email me, rob@drumstheword.com. Don't forget to download all 4 pages of the transcriptions from my website for free. Again, you'll find a link beneath this video. Don't forget also to check out the 25% discount on becoming an online member. And I guess I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I know this year has been absolute, but we got there in the end. Hopefully next year will be a lot better for us all. Hope you're staying safe. I know some of us, especially here in the UK, are being affected by lockdowns over this Christmas period. It's very sudden and things have changed over the last couple of days. So if that's affecting you, hope you stay positive. It's always next year. So until then, happy drumming to you. Merry Christmas, toodle pip, and see you next time.